Here we are back, getting off the scrap heap.
My name is Markus.
I am fucking awesome.
I can't help but think, if you can just take the light off, wouldn't all of them do that? From the dead.
Yeah.
Assuming our choices were kill and spare, respectively.
Yeah, we killed all the spares.
We came back to life, we analysed ourselves.
So we got back to life, back to reality. Hear about Jericho. The passage of limbs.
That was really creepy, to be fair.
I thought it was more a passage of arms.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think anyone stroked us gently with their feet as we went by, did they?
Like a knee was there.
Then it truly would be a nightmare scenario.
So yes, we had the android begged to die, which to be fair, only 47% of people even encountered that. Yeah.
Refuse to kill for pump. If someone pumps, I'm not going to kill them.
I find it interesting that more people killed the one that didn't want to die.
Really?
70% of people chose to kill for pump.
Where's that? I'm not seeing
the very top option. 31% refused. So.
But that might not be a split between, because only 70% of people found it in the first place.
Yeah, but it's still a higher proportionate percent than the people who decided to kill the android who did want to die.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, android begged to die and then killed, because that means that only 6% didn't kill. I'm assuming
something like that. Yeah, it's like if they want to do it, that's their choice. We're helping them because they can't. Take yourself out, 22%.
Yeah. So most people didn't get the crane. Climb slope. Markus comes back, acquires awesome coat, and he wants, what was it? He asked for his boots and motorcycle or something. Anyway. I've seen films.
Find Amanda? This doesn't look like reality.
It's a bit like reality. You know those blue things on your head? You can just take those off.
Apparently.
Because I thought it would be like something that led directly to the middle, like a big cylinder
like
directly.
Tube. But no, if it's
and
just
it
a
turns.
cap, then you can cover it up.
Anyway, let's find Amanda, hug and kiss. Really?
We can go over the bridge or this way. There's a bridge over there we could have gone over.
This feels like a John Woo film now that things have took off.
Yes, this is very pretty. Disturbing all the pigeons. Or are they doves?
Doves, I think. I'm still waiting for like a butler to come up and go, don't, overuse the you-know-what. Because I still think we were a bit Norman Jade-y.
We are. I think the comparison is a fair one.
I'm going to go over here.
Oh, there's a person there.
Yeah, well, it might even be Amanda.
They're not.
Hello, Amanda.
Connor, it's good to see you. Congratulations, Connor. Finding that deviant was far from easy. And the way you interrogated it was very clever. You've been remarkably efficient, Connor.
Thank you, Amanda.
We've asked the DPD to transfer it to us for further study. It may teach us something about what happened. The interrogation seemed challenging. What did you think of the deviant?
It showed signs of PTSD after being abused by its owner. As if its original program had been completely replaced by new instructions.
This Lieutenant Anderson has been officially assigned to the deviancy case. What do you make of him?
He's a dick.
He's interesting, but it's up to you.
I think he's irritable and socially challenged. But I also think he used to be a good detective. He's an intriguing character.
Unfortunately, we have no choice but to work with
I quite like his character, actually.
What do you think is the best approach?
I will adapt to his personality. It is in the best interest of the investigation that I avoid conflict and
Fuck
try
you,
to
Amanda.
accommodate his
I'm
psychology.
good to want you to be independent.
More and more androids show signs of deviancy. There are millions in circulation. If they become unstable, the consequences will be disastrous. You're the most advanced prototype CyberLife has ever created. If anyone can figure out what's happening, it's you.
You can count on me, Amanda.
Why don't you make 10 of them do it, or 100?
Hurry, Connor.
Prototypes hard to
There's
make.
little time.
It's actually nice to get some of that background so that we know what's going on. So he's a prototype. He's very different from the others. Okay.
The line is open.
I know, it's just I'm tempted to go and cross the other line.
Can I help you?
I'm here to see Lieutenant Anderson.
Do you have authorization?
Yes.
Lieutenant Anderson hasn't arrived yet, but you can wait at his desk.
Well, you could look around, I guess, yeah.
I was gonna. Yeah.
I think we're at the police station, basically.
It's okay. It's okay, just relax. Just tell me what happened.
It was all over so quickly. I didn't even see his face.
You might be in shock. Just take it easy.
Yeah, any little detail might help.
Would you mind getting me some water, please?
You never know.
Sure.
Tensions in the Arctic have reached a new level, with a Russian carrier and an American patrol boat reported to have clashed last night.
I needed that.
Several warning shots were exchanged, apparently with no damage or casualties to either side. The Minister for Defense, Dennis Riggs, has spoken of intolerable provocation that cannot go unanswered. The countries in the region, particularly Sweden and Canada, have called for military forces to withdraw and an international conference to be held. So far, there has been no response from either Moscow or Washington. We'll keep you informed minute by minute as the situation develops.
You an android?
Does it matter?
It might.
You can scan as well.
Zwam.
Ho ho. Are you gonna be Nebby or are you gonna go to his desk?
I don't know which desk it is, so I'll have to be a bit nebby. Or I could just ask this lady.
I'm looking for Lieutenant Anderson's desk.
It's that desk right there.
Thank you, I'll avoid it. And go to all of the other desks first. Hey. 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 Hey, Brown.
Brown.
Hey, Reed.
Reed.
Hey, Miller.
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 You and you come with me.
Well, that's quite disturbing.
Yeah, to the right. She's talking to them.
It was what?
She said, you and you come with me. So they're the android assistants, and they're all lining up against the walls. They're out of the way. It's a little creepy.
Oh, I can't follow them.
That's the chief, I'm assuming.
Captain Fowler. Okay, the desk game isn't as interesting as I thought it would be.
It's that one there.
I don't think any of the other desks look as interesting as his in the first place. But his is all messy and stuff.
I think you can sit here.
Excuse me. Do you know what time Lieutenant Anderson usually arrives?
Depends on where he was the night before. If we're lucky, we'll see him before noon.
Thanks.
In his desk?
No, that's the chair next to it. His one is the one to the right.
Hi, honey. You okay? Listen, I told you not to call me on this number. I can't. I'm sorry.
Oh, you could look at his stuff, yeah.
I'm waiting for him to walk in on me.
He does seem to like heavy metal.
Hmm.
Knights of the Black Death. Oh.
It really doesn't show you those for very long.
No,
I'm not
it
sure
does
why.
not, game. What's wrong with you? That's a call. Analyze.
Really? Okay. Anti-android slogans. Use your brain, not your android. Android free space.
Detroit basketball cap. That's the one you've already done. There's more than just the whiteboard it wants you to look at, yeah. Detroit police dismantle a network of red ice dealers. More than 50 arrests throughout the country. Detroit's finest has dealt a massive blow to the city's growing red ice epidemic, with a number of high-profile dealers and suppliers now behind bars and narcotics seized with a street value of $500,000. That doesn't seem like a lot, actually. Detective Hank Anderson, a young but hugely talented detective, is said to have been instrumental in the operation, which took months of planning. The DA described the work of Detective Anderson and his colleagues as model investigative police work.
Detective Anderson promoted to rank of lieutenant, becoming the youngest lieutenant on the Detroit police force. Lieutenant Hank Anderson was among the most decorated detectives in DPD's recent history, securing a number of high-profile arrests and serving as an integral member of the force. Captain Fowler said the promotion was long overdue, describing Anderson as amongst the most talented police I've ever worked with. The new lieutenant is expected to rise quickly through the ranks of the department and is already being tipped as a future commissioner.
Ooh. New record seizure of red ice in Detroit. Nearly a ton of red ice discovered in the hold of a boat after a long investigation conducted by Lieutenant Anderson of the Detroit Police Force. So he was very, very decorated when he was a bit younger.
Yeah, he's like a Christmas tree.
2027, so this is 11 years ago.
Responsible for the Red Ice Network dismantling of 2028.
Oh, we can do the chair.
He sits on a chair.
He's got a Saint Bernard. Cute.
Jimmy's Bar.
That's where we went to pick him up in the first place.
Yeah.
What a cliche.
Oh, it's a stereotype. Saturated fatty acids, 13 milligrams, blah blah blah.
Japanese maple, Asian. Never guessed.
Cold coffee.
There you go, you've got 8 out of 8.
He was a decorated officer, just like a tree.
It's good to see you again, Lieutenant.
At Christmas.
Oh, Jesus.
Hank! In my office!
Enter and listen in or explore? I think that's probably going to be more interesting, but it's up to you.
Take a look at these samples yet?
I've got 10 new cases involving androids on my desk every day. We've always had isolated incidents. Old ladies losing their android maids and that kind of crap. But now, we're getting reports of assaults and even homicide, like that guy last night. This isn't just CyberLife's problem anymore. It's now a criminal investigation, and we've got to deal with it before the shit hits the fan. I want you to investigate these cases and see if there's any link.
Why me? Why do I gotta be the one to deal with this shit? I am the least qualified cop in the country to handle this case. I know jack shit about androids, Jeffrey. I can barely change the settings on my own phone.
Everybody's overloaded. I think you're perfectly qualified for this type of investigation.
Bullshit! The truth is, nobody wants to investigate these fucking androids, and you left me holding the bag.
CyberLife sent over this android to help with the investigation. It's a state-of-the-art prototype. It'll act as your partner.
No fucking way! I don't need a partner, and certainly not this plastic prick.
Hank, you are seriously starting to piss me off. You are a police lieutenant. You are supposed to do what I say and shut your goddamn mouth.
You know what my goddamn mouth has to say to you?
Okay,
huh?
okay. I'll pretend like I didn't hear that, so I don't have to add any more pages to your disciplinary folder, because it already looks like a fucking novel. This conversation is over.
Jeffrey, Jesus Christ, why are you doing this to me? You know how much I hate these fucking things. Why are you doing this to me?
Listen, I've had just about enough of your bitching. Either you do your job or you hand in your badge. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do.
That went well.
Why do you hate androids?
Well then, I won't keep you any longer. Have a nice day, Captain.
He doesn't care. Oh.
Let's check on Hank, he loves me.
He's to the right. That's Hank Anderson.
Let's check on Hank, he loves me. Ooh, reedy.
Detroit today. Famous Detroit painter dies. Carl Manfred, one of Detroit's brightest lights.
Look just like Bishop from Aliens.
Yeah. Reports of famous artist Carl Manfred's death have been confirmed. The coroners described a fatal cardiac event induced by a stressful domestic situation. Manfred's son, Leo, has asked the media to respect his family's privacy at this difficult time. Carl Manfred rose to fame in the 2020s as a figurehead of neo-symbolism with powerful and dark works in the mold of Francis Bacon.
Proliferate years followed until a dark period marked by alcohol and drugs, but the artist had apparently returned to work in recent months. The governor of Detroit expressed her condolences to the family on behalf of the city, describing Manfred as one of Detroit's brightest lights. A collection of Manfred's paintings will be auctioned by his estate in the coming weeks
I bet it
for
will.
his son to spend on drugs.
Yeah.
We really need the forensics.
We've got Ivanov says, "Niet." A Russian president responds to Warren's warning. Following President Warren's demand that all Russian troops withdraw from the Arctic immediately, President Ivanov of Russia has issued a response. Ivanov branded Warren's comments as megaphone diplomacy and said US saber rattling is the #1 threat to stability in the region.
He said some other stuff.
There's political turmoil going on. I think that's the only context you really need.
I've got a crossed off option up there, which I assume I would have gotten from more conversation there. Pragmatic.
Listen, I know you don't like me, but we're going to have to work together. We'll both have to make an effort. Now that we're partners, it would be great to get to know each other better.
Can I get you a cup of coffee? How about that?
Is there a desk anywhere I could use?
No one's using that one.
And then I'm assuming I'll go and see the Deviant in a bit. Ah!
All those options. I'd go for all of them. I think it lets you do all, like, generally unlocks, you seem to be able to do all of them.
You're a Detroit Gears fan, right? Denton Carter scored 53% of his shots from the three-point line yesterday. Did you see the game?
That's what I was watching at the bar last night.
Oh. Is there an echo in here?
Aww.
A lot of people don't appreciate having androids around. I was wondering, is there any reason in particular you despise me?
Yeah. There is one.
No.
We just seem to be making him dislike us.
Do you listen to Knights of the Black Death? I really like that music. It's full of energy.
You listen to heavy metal?
Well, I don't really listen to music as such, but I'd like to.
Okay, that one was good. That one was good.
Dog.
You have a dog, right?
How do you know that?
The dog hair's on your chair. I like dogs. What's your dog's name?
What's it to you?
Aww.
Sumo. I call him Sumo.
That's good. Fowler hours. Oh, you could just start
Have you known
working.
Captain Fowler for long?
Yeah. Too long.
I'm a bit worried it's not going to let me do the Deviant thing.
If it does, then it does. We have to make those calls, I'm afraid.
Let's do
I
ours.
was wondering, do you always arrive at the office at this time?
I arrive when I arrive. Stop busting my balls, okay?
How does anyone get away with talking to the boss like that?
If you have any files on Deviants, I'd like to take a look at them.
Terminal's on your desk. Knock yourself out.
I was thinking, why would you even type?
Hmm.
You read this one out and I'll read
So this is a case file for the disappearance of this particular character. Involving Android, case open, case assigned to Anderson. So he's getting assigned all of the Android cases. So the plaintiff reports that he left his Android at home as usual. When he went to work, when he returned, the Android was nowhere to be found. No trace of a break-in. May have left the home without being ordered to.
And this is another Android incident. Claims to have been attacked by an AV500 model Android working as a waiter in a restaurant chain. Claims the Android lunged at him unexpectedly and attempted to strangle the man before leaving. The Android remains at large.
So it's quite a large Android. We have this lady here. The plaintiff claims to have been attacked by her Android, an AP700. The Android also trashed several rooms in the house before taking flight.
We've got Manager of Eden Club reported the unexplained disappearance of a sex android model WR400. Android disappeared after accompanying a customer to his home and never returned to the club. He probably murdered her.
Famous painter Carl Manfred was found dead in his home following an altercation between his android and his son. Latter's witness statement attested the android behaved violently. Thought to be a prototype. Oh, right.
I did get the impression you were essentially Markus was essentially like a fancy custom model that Carl had built for himself.
Right.
The plaintiff claims he was violently attacked by his domestic android, a AX400 model. The android had just returned home from being replaced the previous day and had shown signs of aggression in the past. That's a car.
That's it.
$243 files. First dates back 9 months. It all started in Detroit and quickly spread across the country. An AX400 is reported to have assaulted a man last night. That could be a good starting point for our investigation.
Direct or professional, I suppose.
I know you didn't ask for this investigation, Lieutenant, but I'm sure you're a professional.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Will that help?
Determined.
I've been assigned this mission, Lieutenant. I didn't come here to wait until you feel like working.
Listen, asshole. If it was up to me, I'd throw the lot of you in a dumpster and set a match to it. So stop pissing me off. Or things are gonna get nasty.
Lieutenant, sorry to disturb you. I have some information on the AX.
And now I don't like Hank.
Attacked the guy last night. It's been seen in the Ravendale district.
I'm on it.
Because you shouldn't have to be a passive little flower, but it's the whole do you do what you think the character will like to win the game. Whoosh.
Did Hank get a lead?
Yeah, we're going off the AX400 model seen in Riverford. Okay. So...
There was other stuff we could do in the garden. I didn't think there was.
Just sort of little one-off instances.
And Hank is still neutral. He hasn't warmed to us. I think we got like 3 negatives and 2 positives there. I think overall that was bad.
Alright, so we arrived.
Obviously it's difficult to like people who dislike you.
Oh, absolutely.
But then, you know, if someone's going to pick me up and push me against a wall, I'd probably just never talk to them again.
Yeah.
If not punch them in the face.
So we explored the station a little bit, but we didn't take the chance to do it further. We just decided to go and listen in.
Yeah, it's like maybe we should have talked to the captain and find out what he disliked and liked, and then we would have had an extra option there. But I don't know.
Same as it's like, admittedly, I can sort of see what it's getting at in the sense that you scanned his desk, so you can not particularly genuinely just say you like all the things that he likes, which of course is not very sincere.
I guess, yeah.
So we talked to him, we examined files, talked about the case. Hank is...
Oh, I think he gets mad anyway then.
Yeah. And then it depends whether or not you get a lead or don't get a lead.
Well, since we get to talk to the deviant, I suspect that we would have gotten the lead rather than him.
Oh, maybe. want to revive the fire to advance. I don't think checking on it will do anything. You could just check elsewhere, yeah. It might be easier to look around now that it's light.
Maybe, was this here before?
I don't know, that's what I mean, like maybe we notice it now.
Cyber wildlife.
A first android zoo, cute.
0.4% of world population holds 94% of global wealth.
Good grief. First Android Zoo opens. CyberLife is set to open the first Android Zoo in LA, which will exhibit all exotic species to have become extinct in the last 30 years. Loot turtles, polar bears, mountain gorillas, African elephants, and several species of tiger will be among the most high-profile attractions. CyberLife CSR spokeswoman Danielle Carnegie? However you say that, said the zoo caters to people of all ages and has a special mission to educate and inspire the younger generation about the importance of protecting our fragile environment.
What's left of it? Just wondering if that's actually worth reading all of these.
Probably not. I think this is just flavor text. We've made polar bears extinct.
Well, some people are saying that it'll diminish concern for the extinction of real animals because we have fake animals to make up for it as well.
And then there's the next article. You can just flick to it. We don't have to read it if you don't want to. Canada. Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting. So they've just said no. Despite the United States voting this Android Act as early as 2028, Parliament pushed back the decision about whether or not they'll even be allowed. It's interesting. So they don't have any status in the country.
Androids continuing to fuel growth in the economy, but continuing to affect unemployment. Right, so they're sort of going for and against. It's still Android free. Fair enough. There was something to the left of that as well, yeah. There you go.
Cake.
Oh, sorry, it's for the fire.
Well, we might as well now.
I suppose.
Is he still in here?
No.
It's odd that he was doing it without realising.
Yeah, it's some sort of thing inside them.
Let's wake Alice up next time.
Okay, we'll see you there.